Well, I'm going to try and get my videos done today and upload them after I get back to Northfield Park. Now, the problem is, if I choose to drive straight home, how do I load them at that point? I guess I can load them in Ontario, I suppose, tomorrow. But I do want to get the videos done for you guys. Now, I have to sign in right now at the Meadows. So let's see if I can steal 15 minutes here to do the 2-year-olds. I'll come back out and do the other 2 after that. I should be able to do that. Right now I'm 57 minutes before racing in the first race. A day full of, an odd day for me. A day full of catch drives here at the Meadows. You know, somebody said, it must be nice to be catch driving. I said, no, not really. I'd rather drive mine that I know have a chance to win rather than other people's if I don't. So let's get right to it. I want to talk about all the 2-year-olds. AC Swan, her and Alibaba are now out in Illinois. I think AC Swan is going to start in more of a fair atmosphere, her first start. I think that's fair. It's fair to start in the fair. Given her slower time so far, she bled her last start in Ontario, so Jim is going to put her on the Lasix program. This is a couple of times now. We've seen specks of blood, a little more of a tiny stream the other day. So clean her up and get her on Lasix. Where are we at here? Activation, man. I just finished talking about Activation, how I don't think he's a monster. He's not a killer of a horse, but I don't know too many 2-year-olds that have 5 wins in their life already. I can't think of very many at all, and he does. So Activation having a great season, and doing a great job at the track. Now, Affection. Somebody said, what's wrong with Affection? Oh, my apologies. She bled her last start. She left Kentucky. She's going to race in the Meadows. Her first start will be on Lasix here at her first start back will be Thursday at the Meadows on Lasix for obvious reasons. Alibaba, as I said, now out in Illinois. She'll race next week. I'm so excited to watch her race. Arson races Sunday. Todd McCarthy will drive. Scotty can't be there, so Todd McCarthy is going to drive Arson, who I think will be just fine. I had said to Scott, I don't have Todd's number. I have Andrew's, but I don't have Todd's number. I'll get it from Scott and just say, listen, he doesn't need to be second or third over. He likes to be twisted around and bottled up and then spring him loose on the end of it. That's how he raced good in Oak Grove. Front's okay, covered up great. Second or third over, he doesn't really love that trip. Maybe he gets bored. I don't know. But obviously in a good spot in the lower class. I think that's a good start for him. Blanton's Blue was good last night. Second for my brother Mark in Saratoga. Good job by Megan and Mark. Born to Dance raced good the other night. He's still always got the heavy lifting, right? Jason said he's got the final and then he has to come back on Sunday. We had clients the other day. I'm going to have to talk about this. Jason, the race office called Jason and asked to double dip JK Mickey Mantle. So he's in where he can probably do some damage today or tomorrow and then back in Wednesday, which is short. If he drew the rail or the tool, he'd be like, it's okay. We're going to race. We get to 2 shots at that class. But when they draw the 7-hole, it garners a lot of questions. We've done it in the past. Northfield's a tough place to do it, quite frankly, because they go so darn fast. But I could see what Jason was doing and why he did it. And it'll be up to me to protect Mickey a little bit on Wednesday. Not ideal. Certainly not with the 7-hole. Not ideal, but I can see exactly why he did it. Where am I going here? I jumped over I was on Born to Dance. So Born to Dance will race in the final. Got the 9-hole, trailing post. Race from the final on race from the 9-hole in the final on Wednesday, and then he has to come back like Sunday for the Buckeye. I don't really think there's going to be a problem with Born to Dance. He's a durable, tough little bugger, and he'll bounce around no problem. Cherahola in the sale, continue on at the end of the month, August. She's in the sale. Did not know will likely come in towards the end of the month. Don't talk about Bruno's in Sunday at Clinton. That's a good spot for Bruno. I'm going to watch that race. I think Bruno is going to be a nice little horse for us. It's just going to take time. he had missed some time and lost some, some edge, and now he's just really getting started up. Dominic said he trained him the other day and liked what he saw, so I can't wait to see him race Sunday. Drebin, Dom asked me, he said he's sound, he's good now. Do you want me to train him? And I said, no, just take your time. I mean, I'm really on the fence. He maybe should even be out in the field right now. So why don't we jog him? I'll see him jog on Tuesday morning. I'll see him jog on Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning. Then we'll make a decision if we're going to push forward. I'm torn here. I mean, he can race in a maiden whenever we want. He'd have to be very, very sound, like 100% sound on Tuesday and Wednesday for me to say, okay, let's pull the trigger and put him back in to go. That's my feeling on Drebin. Easy in the turns, jogging. We got her back in. Electric Line will come back in a couple of weeks. Flash Fly, I just saw her. She's going to race here Thursday. The fillies and the colts will head to Megan's. The colts right away. The fillies after Thursday, they go Poconos and then Poconos. And then we have a bunch of horses that could potentially go to Indiana. We'll see how that goes. George of the Jungle still swimming. Oh, Georgie. Great Bet's doing good things in Ontario. Winner in 55 his last start. He's looked good. Gypsy Hill, we skipped the Ohio State Fair with him. That left hind leg got a little infection in it. He got sore. We're working on it. But it got infected because he was hitting it. And it got a cut. And it got surface infection. We're doing the best we can to manage that. We're going to put the hobbles on him and change his shoes, and we may have to qualify him, which would be frustrating for me. But actually, that may not be true. We may not have to qualify him. We may have a class right here for him. 2-year-old race, maybe. That's possible, too. On a 5/8 would be better. It's a possibility. Where are we at here? Gypsy Hill, Halley in the Clouds will come back in a couple of weeks or so. We were going to bring her right back in, and I said, we don't need the stall, or we need the stall right now, so just maybe give her another week. There's no rush with Halley. We'll get her in when we get her in. I'm Fancy Like races Tuesday at Urbana. I'm not going to go to Urbana on Tuesday. We just have we just have Sweeney, who's, I don't want to say he's bomb-proof, but he's pretty honest. And our girl, I'm Fancy Like, both of them are pretty good and have been pretty good. So I think they'll be just fine without me. Insider Trading, I just saw her up there. She races Thursday. Really excited about that. International Spy can come out of the field anytime. Anytime. He's almost overcooked, the big turkey. We'll bring him back in soon. Irresistible Sun was castrated today. That was for a medical reason. One of his testicles actually was 3 times the size of the other one this morning when the veterinarian castrated him, so he thought for sure that needed to be done, and then was even more sure of it after it was done. So that's good. J-Port Beach Boys racing this week. We continue to... He's good. He tied up a little bit his last start. We'll see how he is this week. Levesque in Action headed to the sale on the 30th. We'll find a fair for her and Coop and a couple of horses. People keep asking, when are they racing in? When are they racing in? Don't worry. We have plans. We'll get them in to go this week. Lovers Play. I jumped over Lonely Lakewood. He's got the hobbles on, if you noticed, for the first time. I'm going to drive him on Monday. We'll see how he races. Lovers Play. I love this filly. I always root for the underdogs, and she had such an injury that was just so it just pestered her so much and really took a lot away from her. She's skinny now, and she looked poor when she came back, but she's feeling better. She's eating up. Lauren took her for a walk the other day, and she appreciated that. We'll get her back going. Now, can she be rehabbed and make it back to the races? I hope so. I don't want to make her back to the race if she's not going to be at 100%, but I hope she can make it back there. Standardbreds are such a durable breed of animal. I suspect she will, if I was to guess right now. And if she doesn't, as I said, I wouldn't hesitate away from breeding her. I like her attitude. I like what she did training down. It's not like she was a bad horse. She trained down very, very well. One of her highly touted fillies training down, and then this happened. So, look, step one, we're going to rehab her. That's what we're doing right now. We'll talk about it more as we get down that road. McPaisley raced good last week, much like J-Port Beach Boy, continuing to come forward. Mario's Barn starting to look good again. Mel Gibbswan was awesome his last 2. Ronnie Wren is going to drive him his next start, and I know somebody said, well, do we really have to change drivers? Well, Mel Gibbswan trained down with a number of drivers. Jason Merriman drove him his first start, and Brandon Bates drove him his last 2. I'm going to leave that up to Ron Burke, because he's a trainer, and the thought that somehow He's tricky enough that only Brandon Bates can drive him. Listen, all due respect, Brandon Bates is a good driver, but he's not Ronnie Wren. And to be quite clear, if Ron Burke would rather Ronnie Wren drive the horses, then so be it. I have zero reason to lobby against that. Now, I'm sure if he makes a break or something goes wrong, we'll have everybody saying, I told you so, and why would we change? But you know what? We don't get that option. Right now is when the decision is being made. Ron Burke said Ronnie Wren is driving the horse. Brandon Bates can drive him next time. I've been in the position of both drivers, to be quite frank. And it sucks when you look at the sheet and your name's not on a horse you've been driving, but at the end of the day, you have to know the role. That's just the way it is. Ron Burke lists you on horses, but you have to know going in that you are second or maybe third fiddle if some of the other drivers come to town, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm sure Brandon Bates will take it just fine, and I'm sure the horse will do just fine. Memory and Imagination was great last night. I looked at his staking again, not as heavy as I thought towards the end of the year. I remember he struggled around February or March, so I guess we lightened the load of staking with him. Not the end of the world. He does have some stuff. I thought it was kind of neat. When the PA Sires is over, he still has one final leg, and if we think he's really good and race him in an A, the way that A division thins out through the middle of summer, that might be enough. Now, there may be a rule you have to race in two of them. I have no idea. I'm sure somebody can look that up, but either way, we could catch that last division that goes for 80, and then we could race him in the Corbin late closer if we wanted to. A lighter schedule for a horse that would probably actually like that towards the end of the year, and there is the international stake in between, so still some racing for Memory and Imagination. It will be a lighter load, but probably a load that is tailored a little better for him. He is a little smaller, he's a little more compact. I think he's going to be a tremendous colt for us, but not obviously. When I looked at the stake, I'm like, he's not paid into the Breeders' Crown, he's not paid into a couple of these other ones, but you know what, he's paid into plenty. So we'll get him raced throughout Pennsylvania, get him down to that last leg of Kentucky. If he can make a final, which maybe he can't, I don't know, great. Then we have the International Stallion if we want to continue on, and then that Corbin if we really want to dust off the end of the year. It's up to us, and I'm sure he'll be happy either way. He's a pretty happy-go-lucky horse. Militant racing Monday in Kentucky. Monday in Kentucky. Raced pretty good his last start. I'd like a better race from him this week, so we'll see. Mounds for All will be in the Indiana State Fair. Ronnie Wren is going to drive him next week. No Chance in Hill. His leg looks great. He's jogging good on it. The veterinary, Dr. Latessa, scanned it the other day, said it looks good. We blistered it, gave him a couple of days, going to start jogging him back again. When we got his leg perfect and we got him looking like he's ready to start training, that's when we're going to put him in the field. And that's exactly what we're going to do with Chansey. Oh Snap, you looked great the other day. We'd started her back without flip-flops on, and after about 5 days, she did get a little sore on that left knee that she'd injured. Put flip-flops on her, and I saw her jog yesterday. She was sound as a dollar, so really happy with that. Paycheck Princess is turned out for the season. Pickpocket is in with the hobbles on. First time he's ever going to feel them on his legs, although he did train with them the other day. First time he's ever going to race with them is going to be Monday afternoon. Prince Charmer looked good, the big Prince, the other day. Lifetime mark 59, good for him. Pull the shoes, I can't wait to race her Thursday. I love this filly. Punch the clock, time off. I know, we got to the bottom of it. I've explained her predicament. I'm hesitant to say the word injury, because it is an injury, but not a typical one. She'll recover fully, just got to give her time, and in that time, the good part about that is her knees will close in, her stifles will close in, so we'll have a better filly for it. Not the way we wanted her a year to go, but if you had asked in December, everybody would be very happy with the way things have gone so far. Purple People Eater was good the other day. I think she was just slipping a bit. We did draw her blood. There was nothing really to speak of. Sculptor, same thing. So it was either a combination of two things. Maybe she just wasn't ready for the Sire State crew, which I don't buy into. I think she was just slipping a bit. A number of clients said, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? I'm not Purple People Eater, right? It sounds wonderful. I say, yeah, that's a great idea. She's one that has to wear the shoes. So for now, she's going to race in the Buckeye at Northfield with the shoes she has on. And then after that, if we have to tinker, we will. Ready for Landing. You'll actually bring him back in after a month. I don't think having 2 or 3 months off is going to benefit him. I think bring him back in for a month, maybe race him throughout November, December, and then shut him down. I mean, obviously, as you can see, it's very fluid. They said he looks good and he's feeling good. So I may just give him that 4 weeks. I'm always hesitant. 90 days is just too much. It's too much time off for a baby, I think. And I think maybe the 30 days for him and then look for another gap maybe later on in the year might be a better way to go about it. But again, that'll be up to him. Really Don't Care will race this week. Made a break in her last at Saratoga. I'm looking for a much better race from her. I think that was her last, wasn't it? Rito's Lady is back in now. She'll switch from Harry's barn into the other barn. You may actually see her end up in Ohio at some point. She's going to race over here. She is a New York bred. So we'll see how she trains back down now. Royal Emeralds, again, looking for a much better performance from her. She did not get to race this week. That is not a feather in her cap. I'd like to get her raced, but we can't. She's going to race on Thursday, so I'll drive her and see how she is. The Seasons of Love is out in the field. Sedona Hill made that break the other day. She was sound as $1 the other day, and wasn't my fault. I don't know what went on with her. She maybe just overtrotted herself leaving, which is rare, very rare for her. You know, that break in the first start in Scioto was 100%. Was 100% the just soreness. She wasn't on her game, but she was the other night. So it was just so weird. Maybe she just took a funny step leaving the gate. I don't know. Sunset Acres Girl continues to race well and do good things in Michigan. I don't know when she's in. Maybe she's in today. I'm not sure. Sweeney will race in Urbana on Tuesday. 3rd and 6 is out in the field for another couple of weeks anyway. Time is on my side. Didn't get in. I'm really getting frustrated here. He'll get in this week coming up, I'm sure. Vaquero Blue Chip was fantastic last night. By far his best race. Very impressed with him. Victory Blue Chip, equally unimpressed with him. Not happy with the way he raced. We're probably going to sell him this week. Watch Your Mouth was trained very good the other day, I'm told. He'll race this week coming up. Widespread Panic qualified. At the big call, qualified. Good for him. Really happy with that and can't wait to watch him, his first start. And Winter Bells, she'll be racing today in Sarnia, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe tomorrow in Leamington or Monday in Leamington. I'm not sure. Dresden, Leamington, one of those little bull rings. Anyway, I'll talk to you all very soon. Your 2-year-old list is done. We just got the 3-year-olds and racehorses left. I do have to go sign in, and I will be back after a bit. Take care.